Hi, it's Louise, Spiral Bright Insight. Let's do a really quick energy check-in for Friday, the 7th of February. Now, the moon is in Gemini all day today. So moon in Gemini has just gone past Jupiter. The moon wants to know what is going on. The moon needs information, needs the facts, may feel sort of pulled in sort of more than one direction as well, because obviously Gemini often sort of requires that we make a choice. Gemini is about different strands following different stories. So very sort of quick moving, mutable air, information, light, all of that sort of energy coming through with the moon. The big event today is the fact that the North Node and Neptune are currently sitting together at 28 degrees of Pisces. Now, this is mutable water, and these two are very, very strong, influential energies in the chart. Now, to have these two sort of bodies, planets sitting together, influencing each other is very much taking us into a completely different realm, sort of somewhere that we have not necessarily been before. And this, because the North Node is here and it's the North Node being activated by Neptune, this is about somewhere that we need to move towards, which is part of our fate. This is part of our soul's journey. This is not by accident. This is absolutely by design. But it is requiring a leap of faith, because we are going to feel very much as if we are in no man's land. Now, the moon wants to kind of make sense of it, but actually, this is not a time to make sense of anything. And the more that you try to do that, I think the more you are going to struggle. Now, I haven't actually been out this week. I haven't been very well myself, but the few sort of people that I have connected to, through voice message, through email, etc., my sense is that a lot of us are struggling with the energy at the moment. And, one friend described it as feeling sort of lost at sea. And it does feel, with the South Node in Virgo, which is what we are letting go of, we have almost lost our tether. We are untethered. We are drifting around. This is very much about having to let go, releasing the need to understand, to make sense of what is happening, to have order, to have a plan. Where this has been the be all and end all in the past, we are being invited to step away from that. And it feels uncomfortable. This is not sort of standard operating procedure for the majority of us. We are programmed, conditioned, brought up, expected to have a plan, to know what is going on. And, today in particular, but certainly over the month, because, the Pisces energy is only going to get stronger as we move through February. This is about really just having to let go, surrender, trust that there is a plan, but that we are not having sort of access to it at the moment. And this is part of the process. This is part of the letting go. We are working with the 9 energy. This is also the snake energy. This is about shedding layers, but it does take a leap of faith. And it is like being in no man's land. It is like being in the void. This is uncharted territory. And it's almost like, this is part of the rebirth sort of process that we are going through. We have to be able to let go of everything that we have always known and being able to understand and process and attach to. This is about releasing attachment. And, if you do feel like you're drifting, you don't know, what your purpose is, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know why you're here, it can feel very surreal, it can feel foggy, it can feel dreamy, you might feel like you're on another planet entirely. And actually, in many ways we are, because we are in a new sort of way of being, and we haven't quite anchored that in yet. So it does feel discombobulating, which is one of my, favorite all-time words. This is really starting, well, it's not about understanding, but it's just having that knowing, that deeper faith, that inner faith that our purpose, why we are here, is just so much bigger than we can ever possibly imagine. Certainly from the perspective of where we are standing or drifting right now. So, you know, if you are sort of feeling more dreamy, more ethereal, more mystical, you know, you might find that your intuition has really dialed up a gear. You might be having more psychic visions, psychic impressions. You might be having new gifts come online. You know, this is about sort of a stirring in the soul, a longing to connect with something greater than the self, something that perhaps, you know, we haven't connected with before because we've been so focused on sort of the physical expression and being connected to the 3D and the material world. You know, this is something that we are having to let go of now, and it is a little bit scary and it is confusing, but it is a case of trusting that this is part of the process and just moving through it. So, you know, if you're with me and you have been feeling sort of very lost, very confused, untethered, sort of, you know, just floating around and, you know, and it's freaking you out a bit, just trust that that is part of the process and you're exactly where you are supposed to be. And things are going to become more clear, but we have to go through this kind of, I don't know, no man's land period before we are able to bring in the next stage, whatever that looks like. My one sort of feeling is that there is a lot of noise, a lot of diversion and distraction going on at the moment. And because I haven't been so well this week, I've been spending a lot more time than I normally do on social media, which probably isn't the best course of action because there is so much noise and drama. I don't know, I guess there always is, but I've been more focused in on it this week. So my feeling is try not to get distracted by all the noise, all the hype, all the drama that is going on. I feel as the full moon sort of approaches, the drama and the noise and the hype is going to get louder, noisier, more present, more insistent. This is about, I guess, you know, if you are on a boat and you're struggling because, you know, everything, you know, you're feeling a bit seasick and a bit, everything's moving around and you can't ground, you can't kind of find your tether, your anchor. It is about focusing on the horizon. And they always say to do that, don't they? Because the horizon sort of is that point of stillness. So I guess the message here today is just keep focusing on the horizon. And we don't always know where the horizon is, when we're going to get to it, you know, what it looks like, but just focus on that. Just know that there is something greater and bigger, you know, happening beneath the surface. You know, so there is more to all of this than we can possibly ever even start to work out and make sense of. So it is about having that trust, having that inner faith, and, you know, use the energy of Pegasus Scheat to really kind of help you focus on the horizon, to almost rise up above and see the bigger picture, even if you can't make sense of it. We're not supposed to right now, and that's okay. Even if it does feel, you know, completely contrary to everything we've always been taught, or, you know, the way we've always lived. This is not the time to figure things out for now. Anyway, so I hope that has helped you, you know, share how you're feeling, how the energy is showing up for you in the comments. And, you know, please do like the post if it's of value, subscribe to the channel if you are not already done so. And I will be back very soon. Lots of love.